three-point line. And he's got that interesting in-between game, those little flip shots and floaters that make him so difficult to cover.
It's unorthodox, but my, has it been effective for a long time. Jamison gets his shots off quick. Inside, he's got all of the flips and up and unders and floaters and half hooks. He doesn't give the defense much time to react. He's quick in getting his shot off no matter what type of shot it is.
Diaw working against Young. Shoots from 14. Again, the miss by the Kings.
They continue to pull down misses, and that's how they're maintaining this lead.
Yeah, well, one and done is the recipe for continuing to hold on to a lead. You don't want to let the other team back in it by giving them extra possession.
And just miss after miss right now. The Kings trailed by 11. Hinrich with it. The shot by Collison. And Diaw kicks to Anderson. Tries again. Gets the bucket. Henderson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Offensively just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
That one goes. Count. And the Celtics lead by 11.
How about that play? Great body control. Still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
C.J. Watson, he's checked in for the Celtics. The Kings also with the sub. Kevin Love's checked in for Antoine Jamison. That one misses for Young.
Last season was the 6th straight, Kevin, where the Kings failed to make the playoffs, and really they haven't been in postseason contention for any of those 6 years.
Love with the bucket. Austin with the ball. There's the dish to Young. Diaw's there. Young inside. Sacramento grabs the miss. Diaw's got 5 rebounds tonight. Clark, you're right, 6 years, but it seems much longer than that for some reason, doesn't it, for the Kings? And they're so used to making the playoffs in the years leading up to this drought.
Well, prior to that, Kevin, they had made the playoffs 8 consecutive years before this 6-year drought. So, boy, it's been a strange run for Sacramento. Some ups and downs, and let's hope they can get this thing turned back in the right direction.
Since Boston's resurgence, they've always done a great job against the Western Conference. Having the depth and the talent they do gives you a chance to do that, but last year it just wasn't the same.
And the first one drops. Yeah, Clark, you're right. They really struggled to get any real momentum when they faced off against the Western Conference. And then, Steve, they ended up with a 7-11 record against them.
Yeah, you know, really a far cry from how they had done up until that point. But losing some of the guys they did made it hard for them to play the type of defense that let them dominate the Western Conference the year before.
Second free throw, no good.
You know, guys, for years there's been a lot of talk about what to do about players flopping, going to the ground easily on a charge or a block. Not an easy solution for the referees to deal with, but something definitely needs to be done because it's grown to be, I think, too prevalent in this game.
Here's ABC, following the basket by Gerald Henderson. Screen by Young. Here's ABC, and it's rejected. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
That's just another mistake. I mean, they got it on autopilot and they look totally dejected.
And the Celtics making a change here. Gallenberg's checked in, and the Kings also making a change. George is checked in, so the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Well, as you mentioned, Steve, it seems that more and more we see players flailing around, going down too easy. But I don't know if there is an easy answer.
Well, I think the NBA's done a nice job of examining this issue and really giving it serious thought when it comes to possibly penalizing players for flopping. But it's a pretty difficult issue to figure out. A lot of things going on there.
Here's ABC. And Batum kicks to Watson. Celtics passing it around. Here's ABC. And it's good. And the Celtics lead by 10. Here's Collison. 5 points in the game. The pass to Henderson. Back to Collison. And stolen by Watson. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, the Celtics have been one of the top teams in the East, but there is a line of thinking saying they're too old to still contend for a title. Be careful writing them off, though. Last season, they became the first team in 28 years to make the conference finals after sitting with a record under 500 at the All-Star break. Kevin, this team knows how to bounce back.
Such a terrific turnaround. Thanks, Doris. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Johnson comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Ito Turkoglu is subbed in for ABC. Here's Collison. Now Love inside. Johnson on him. Shoot from the right block. And it's Love missing. Celtics leading by 10. Turkoglu outside. He kicks to Dalembert. He's covered by Collison. And here's Turkoglu for three. The rebound by Kevin Love. Love's got 6 rebounds in the game. Frioni, defended by Turkoglu. Kicks to Collison. He feeds it to Love. It's up a 3. Gets it to go. Love's got 5 points in the quarter.
He can be dangerous from out there. As a matter of fact, he can be lethal. His first from the arc after having none in the first quarter. Keep an eye on him.
Here's George. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. The Kings have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
First one falls for him.
Because the Kings had the athletes to get up and down the floor, that's what they tried to do last season, run and gun with teams. And, you know, it makes sense when you consider their personnel and the youth of that team.
Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Ito Turkoglu. Kufis checked in for the Kings. Smith comes in for Darren Collison. And George drops them both. And the Kings, as you said, played Clark up-tempo, led the league in shot attempts per game, Steve. So it wasn't for a fear of shooting. They just weren't hit.
Yeah, they're definitely not afraid to shoot, Kevin. These guys let it fly. But what they've got to do is be smarter with their possessions and be more selective with their attempts. And that will come as they grow together as long as they make that commitment to sharing the basketball.
So it's Sacramento following the basket by Nicholas Batum. And Love backs in. Shoots a fader. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Young's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Johnson left side. 6 to shoot. Over Kufis. Blocked. Young against Smith. No good.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
J.R. Smith back in the league after spending most of last season in China. And he's a player with so much talent, an explosive athlete, offensively gifted, deep range on his shot.
Johnson dishes to Dalembert. Gets the bucket. Dalembert's got 6. The Kings trail by 9. Passes it to George. No one near him. And Dalembert pulls it down.
And guys, you know what? J.R. Smith is a good scorer, but there's also that but with him. I mean, he can be a bit unfocused defensively at times. He'll take questionable shots. I think it's a testament to his tremendous talent that he remains effective despite occasionally giving his coaches headaches and ulcers. But he's a tremendous talent, and I think he's actually grown quite a bit in terms of his consistency over the last couple of years. He was really a non-factor in that first quarter, but he's found a way to step it up here.
Batum against Smith. Batum passes to Watson. Back to Batum. In low to Dallenberg. That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession.
They have no choice but to lunge for that pass to stop it from getting through.
Well, that was a good job. It could have been a quick bucket if he doesn't knock it out of bounds there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Marc Gasol is checked in for Dallenberg. ABC comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Ricky Rubio is subbed in for C.J. Watson. 5 to shoot. Here's Rubio. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Celtics have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
And he knocks down the first one. Both free throws good from Rubio. The Kings trail by 8. Now Heinrich. J.R. Smith on the wing. Smith left side. He dishes it to Koufos. Deflects the pass. Dishes to George. Shoots over Batum. Great D that time from Batum.
He's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway.
Here's Johnson. Shot is blocked. They retain possession. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Darren Collison is checked in for Kirk Heinrich. The Kings trailed by 8. Collison kicks to George. Dion, the screen. Here's Smith. No one. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
Simply said, a tremendous rebound and a tremendous dunk. T-squared.
He was a man possessed right there, Clark.
Yep, that's the kind of energy that you always get from him, night after night.
Now here's Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Batum. With the clock winding down. Excellent D there from George.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Unloads from 13. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. It's the Celtics leading by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to a Thursday edition of the Halftime Report. Out in Boston, the Celtics are taking care of business against the Kings. Defense is the foundation that their house has been built on, and they've been especially ferocious in this one. Nicholas Batum on cruise control in this one against Sacramento. He's up to 19 points, and he's been dialed in from deep, a lot of threes so far. And slugging it out so far, the Sacramento Kings. Tremendous defensive effort out there. They're challenging every shot and sending them into the third row. The team's leading scorer, Kevin Love. He has 8 points and is always looking to go to work on the boards. That'll be all for now. Thanks so much for joining us. The third quarter just about to get underway.
And as we return, a view of the beautiful skyline of downtown Boston.
Well, Nicholas Batum has been getting it done. 19 points and just an amazing performance from downtown.
He is raining down the threes, guys. You know how much I love to see this.
Young out there with Marc Gasol. Then it's Hedo Turkoglu. Then it's Ricky Rubio. And it's Batum in at the 3 slot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Nice ball movement by Boston. Lets it go from the wing. Rubio dishes to Young. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And that's 10 points here for Thaddeus Young. Here's Collison. J.R. Smith on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by the Celtics.
And they're struggling a little bit on the glass. They've got to pick up their physical play in the paint.
Yeah, it's about being tougher and more physical, just as you said, Steve. If they can do that better, they've got a chance to come back.
They get the rebound. That's good.
You know, the first shot defense has been pretty good, but they've been getting beat way too often with the second and third chance.
Well, the good coaches always say defense doesn't end until you secure that rebound.
Here's Collison after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Out to Smith. There's the triple. Gets it to go. Smith's got 10 points.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc. You know, when the Celtics were at their best during this recent era, they were probably the best defensive club in the entire NBA. But the team has changed. They've gotten smaller. They may be a little better offensively, but they're not really the defensive force they were a few years ago.
Now here's Collison. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Good. Celtics leading by 3. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Back to Batum. Over George. A shot by Batum. No good. Well, you look at the stats, and the Celtics were still great as far as opposing field goal percentage goes. And, you know, Steve, you were just talking about defense, but as Steve was just saying, Clark, they looked different to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, a lot of it is that they had just such solid physical and mental fiber, and they just seemed to lose a bit of that edge. Still a very good defensive team, but hard to call them the best anymore.
Yeah, their mental fabric remained intact.
Yes, it did.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Turkoglu with it. Now Smith defending. Here's Batum. Boston again missing.
He had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shots you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Now here is Smith. He's got 10. And there's the feed to Love. Knocks it loose. 4 on the clock. Here's Smith. Rebound Boston. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Hill against Rubio. Back to Gasol. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And the Celtics lead by 5.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
Man, how about the season Marc Gasol had a year ago, guys? He was terrific, made the All-Star team, excellent passer at the high post, but strong. He could really go down on the block and shoot that jump hook as well.
And Sacramento has possession. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Collison's shot is good. Collison's got 11 points. And for Marc Gasol, 4 years younger than his 4-time All-Star brother Pau Gasol. You know, he's entering his prime. And now he's on pretty equal footing, I think, Clark, with his older brother.
Well, you know, he was the 48th pick back in 2007, and that's pretty strong company to be mentioned in with his brother Pau. So he's different. A bigger center. He's 7'1", 265, a little heavier, and seems to be more comfortable playing with his back to the basket.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Turkoglu outside. Young sets a screen for Turkoglu. On the wing, Batum. doubled by Smith. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Smith the pass to George.